Hey guys, NeoBrian here. I'm back for another Let's Play of Ultima Online. This game originally came out back in 1997 and has been a hit ever since. Oh, I got some shoes. I fished up some shoes. Need some shoes? Let me know. I can get you some. Fish them right up for you. I played Ultima Online for quite a few years after it came out. I started playing it in 1998. I had a blast on it. I used to play on the Sage Perilous Shard, the Veteran Shard. I wasn't a lot into PvP, but I did enjoy the challenge of it because people could kill you everywhere, at least when the game started getting, well, silly. When they started with Felucca and Tramiel and they split it off. So in Tramiel you couldn't get attacked, there was no PvP. And then Felucca, which is like an exact duplicate, except the trees were dead. And they could do PvP in Felucca. So yeah, I just moved over to Sage Perilous because it was only one shard. They didn't have the Tramiel and Felucca. It essentially was just Felucca. There wasn't as much treasure. You know, you'd kill a dragon and you could get on a dragon 1,800 gold coins, and in Sage Perilous you got 300-400. So there was a lot less money, a lot more challenge, and everybody wanted to kill you. But that being said, it really was an amazing community. People came together, we had wonderful events, and just had a blast. I did finally find kind of a niche, because I've always enjoyed doing vendors. You know, you get vendors and you sell things. And it's a great way to make money in the game, but difficult to compete. And so they did a release one time where you could get special things, and I went basically cross-shard trading. I would go to other shards and trade, and they would meet me on Sage Perilous and trade. And, you know, I was able to actually make quite a bit of money. I mean, I had millions of gold on Sage Perilous, which was not common. Some people had that, but the majority did not. That was quite a challenge to get that much money together. And that was kind of the moment in my life when I recognized that I need to stop playing games and get on with life. Because when you hit like kind of a high point in one of those games and you've spent years doing it, it just gets, you're kind of like, I need to do this in real life. Games are great, I've had a blast, but I need to move on and kind of grow up. Plus my wife enjoyed spending time with me, and when I was into this, I did not spend all that much time with her because I was always busy playing. So for you out there that have game addictions, or you spend a lot of time on games, if you like your partner, I suggest you shut the game off from time to time and spend time with them. That's very critical. And it's not up to them to understand us, and I'm kind of getting into a counseling session here with you now while I'm playing the very game that I'm telling you caused issues. But all right, okay, too deep. We're in the ocean, we're too deep. We're here to have fun, right? Well, and that's the nice thing about fishing, is not a lot happens. I am a very famous fisherman, as you can see up on my screen over here, that I am famed, which is kind of I think the third tier on the fame thing. But it's enough that people can see I'm a grandmaster fisherman, which is, you know, I like to show that off. You know, I don't just fish. I'm a grandmaster fisherman. It's fairly mind-numbing. There were some ways you used to be able to macro this, but unattended macroing has always been a no-no. Plus, sometimes you fish out monsters, and it's kind of good to be there when they come. Although my character is pretty strong, he can handle most of them. But if you pull up a kraken, he's probably going to destroy you pretty quick. Lots of fishies. You can see in my backpack that I'm collecting a lot of fish. Got a pair of boots, some shoes. Happy to have some shoes. I don't know why people throw footwear away in the ocean a lot, but apparently that's a popular thing. I've never thrown a pair of shoes away in the ocean. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure with my shoes there would be some kind of ocean thing. Okay, I fished that area out. Let's come over to the other side. Oh, I fished that area out too. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We'll move ahead. You don't got to move far. Skadoosh. Freshly filled water. You know, that's part of being a Grandmaster Fisherman, though, is recognizing when the fish just aren't biting in a certain location. Actually, it's not. Even if you have very low skill in fishing, you still recognize, because the game's just like, move on! Stop fishing here! So, some of you may not realize, Ultima Online, is a skill-based. Hey, look at there, I got a sea serpent. That's good. Wonder if he'll come and play. Yes, I think he's going to. Here, let's call him over. Here, puppy, puppy, puppy. Here, puppy, puppy, puppy. Alright, get a little closer. It's hard to fight in the water. I mean, they can't really come on board. You can't get in the ocean, so you gotta connect just in the right place. Yeah, you can see down here his bar. I do a lot of damage. Alright, a lot of fame, some karma. Let's get out of war mode. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, a treasure map. Now, these treasure maps are a lot of fun. The Plainly Drawn is a level 1 treasure map. And early on, the treasure maps went up to level 5. That was kind of like the ultimate. And you get dragons and all kinds of horrible monsters. Let's collect the gold if you did that. Hey, some black pearl. That will help. And fish steaks. Nobody cares about fish steaks. Alright. That's a dead sea serpent. We have helped to tame the waters. Anyway, the level 1, they're very low level monsters. You get a few hundred gold. The nicest thing about it is the magic items, because you typically won't get as many magical items as you will in the higher level chests, but you do get some. And the thing is, the level 1s take very little skill. I've got like 30 cartography to be able to read the map. That's all you need. And then you can go on a treasure hunt. Which, if I do many more of these, at some point, probably will do like a treasure hunt. I'm actually hoping I can get a sea serpent who has an SOS, and those are my favorites. SOSs come from people who are long dead, no help arrived, but it does tell you where their treasure is. So as a Grandmaster Fisherman, I use my sextant. Yes, I just said sextant. And I can go to the coordinates on the map where that ship went down. And then with my Grandmaster Fisherman skills, I drop my hook and I grab the chest, and it's all in one chest. It's very handy. As they're dying, they're probably like, let's put all our gold and treasure in one chest so the fishermen can get it up at least then, because we'll be dead. Might as well help. Eh? It's just a game mechanic. I don't know. I'm trying to justify it. But yeah, so that's probably the most fun for me as a fisherman. I usually would try to collect up, 12, 15, 20 of them, and then I'll, spend one of my play sessions going out and just finding all these random treasure chests. Of course, then you run into a problem because in Ultima Online you have a bank, but it can only hold a certain number of items. So if you get too many items, then, well, you either carry them with you or put them on your boat, or you build a house and then you can store it in your house. A lot of people do that. Ultima Online, they started doing real estate a few years in. I don't remember exactly when they released that, but it seems like it was in the early 2000s. But, oh, look at that. The Dead Sea Serpent's coming with me. Isn't that fun? But yeah, it was really handy. And eventually they got to the point where you could design your own houses. Originally there was, I don't know, 8 to 10 to 12... I don't know. There was a certain number of basically prefab houses. Hey, saving the world! That you could do. And then you just had to pick one. Of course, castles were the most epic. Everybody liked the castles. My personal preference was the towers, because the castles you had to kind of loop around, and it was a little bit of a pain. Towers had 4 levels. They had a roof, and then it had 3 floors. And those were really cool and fairly easy to get up and down. So I kind of like those better than castles. Plus, they were easier to place. Castles needed so much land that nothing else was placed on. It was really awesome if you had a castle, especially on one of the main shards, because you hunted out and you found that space. But yeah, it was tough to get those. I think most people built them and then sold them for real money, which is against the TOS of. Hey, another sea serpent. Wonder if he'll come play. Come play with me. Come on. Here, puppy, puppy, puppy. All right, here he comes. Goody, goody. His shadow does weird things when he turns. Aww. He just hit me with a... I think that was harm. There you go. I got my war fork stabbed into him. We're eating sea serpent tonight. Actually, it's just fish steaks. They're just like the fish. Alright. He hurt me a little bit. Let's grab one of these bandages. There it is. And apply that. Alright, let's see what you got. Alright, he's got a fishing net, which is guaranteed. You don't bring up fish. Guaranteed to bring up bad monsters. Usually sea serpents, deep sea serpents, krakens, and water elementals are what you're going to get potentially with those. It varies. It's kind of random on what exactly comes up. The saddest thing for me is I've never found an SOS on any of those that I brought up with those. These old fishing nets, these also are really good. Speaking of building houses, really good for house decorations. Kind of you lay them out on the floor and yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, that's a weird. It's blue. Why is the skull blue? I don't know. Maybe because it's a fish. Fish are blue. Well, these fish are blue. Blue with knobby knees. Bob knobby knees. I'm blue with knobby knees. Yes, I'm blue. And if you know that song, you know that's not actually the words, but I don't care. All right, now what was I telling you? Oh, houses. Yeah, houses were great. You know, and I don't know if you're familiar. Ultima Online broke records as far as massively multi-playing role-playing games. Massively multi online role-playing games. MMORPG. It was the very first to hit 250,000 subscribers. Of course, after that we had EverQuest, which blew it out of the water, and then eventually World of Warcraft, which blew that out of the water. So, but this was kind of the pioneer game that that started that MMORPG craze. So, if I have any old Ultima players out there, you probably remember this sound. Uh-oh. If you do, put it in a comment below. And for those of you wondering, it's actually not a sound in the game, but it is a sound many of us heard frequently as we played. Unless, of course, you changed the sound to something else. Alright, let's find some other water. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, dead sea serpent. That's far enough. There we go. Yeah, you can't fish out too far. Your line's only so long. Now, the irony of me playing a fisher character is I actually don't enjoy fishing in real life. Of course, the difference is in the game, you catch a lot of fish. In real life, I think I've only ever caught one fish on a pole. I mean, I've caught some with traps and nets, but as far as just sitting at the edge of something with a fishing pole like this, I think I caught a small perch. It wasn't even worth keeping. I was 8. To be fair, I don't go fishing very often because I don't really enjoy it. It's if you're going with someone and you don't care about catching fish, because apparently they don't like the sound of you talking, you know, it's a nice thing to kind of hang out and chill, but as far as just going fishing, never been my passion. So it's kind of funny that I am the famed Leadix Grand Master Fisherman. Of course, you know, the nice thing about games is they're predictable. If you understand the mechanics of the game, you can repeat that and always get results. Whereas real life, it's not always like that. You get the human factor or the chaos factor or whatever you want to call it that comes in. You don't always get those. Oh, look, a sea serpent. A lot of them are around today. That's good. Probably will make this one my last one today, because I don't want to give you guys too much excitement. Oh, by the way, I can keep fishing while I fight. I think that's kind of cool. There's an SOS. That's what that bottle is. It's not a bottle of wine. All right, what do you think? Should we do the SOS together? It's fun. There's really like no risk. A message in a bottle. It's a message in a bottle. All right, don't ask. Getting dramatic. Okay, so I double clicked it and I extracted the message from the bottle. All right. All right, so this is a message hastily scrolled by passenger aboard a sinking ship, blah, blah, blah. Well, the important part is the coordinates right here. We are 178.51 north and 84.14 east. So let's get our sextant. We are currently at, whoop, sorry. Come back. There it is. 49 south by 64 west. Okay, so yeah, we have a long way to go. I'm just going to keep this open down here, and we're going to see if we can hunt this down. Sound good? Is good. All right. Let's go forward. Hey, we're going to take his body with us. All right, so let's see. That's a... Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop just for a minute. I'm going to clear my pack out. The nice thing about these bodies is they deteriorate within a couple of minutes. So if you want to get rid of stuff, like for good, you can just throw stuff onto the body. And when it vanishes, it will take all of that with it. Kind of clear up the clutter a bit. Just drop this into my reagent bag. This too, don't need that. That's my mount. It's an ethereal mount. Okay, here we go again. Let's see how far we've come. Okay, so now we're at 68.19 west, so we have a long way to go because we got to get over to east. And I believe Lord British's castle is kind of the 0-0. As a matter of fact, I wonder, I don't have a map. I used to keep a map handy so that I could kind of see it, and because you can recall all over the place. Dock the ship, go to the nearest landmass that's near this coordinate, and then go to it. It makes it a lot quicker because we are going to be sailing a long way around the world. Yeah, long way. It's gonna take a while. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Skara Brae where I started, dock this ship, open up a map, and try to figure out where the heck I am and where this is, and then we'll come back and I'll let you watch me fish it up, because some people say the hunting is the best part, but it also takes the longest and is the most boring. So I will see you guys back here to you in just a moment. We're getting close, ladies and gents, to the treasure on the ocean floor. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get off the seat because you can't fish on horseback or llama back. Let's find some treasure. Ha ha! All right. This is the exciting moment. Oh, I got some bones. That means you're in the right place. That's one of the dead people. May have been the one to write the SOS, huh? And usually you will fish up some weird stuff before you get to the chest, which is great for decorations in your homes, for the people that like building their homes. Look at that. Pulled out a torso. This fishing typically is the only way you can get these items. So if you want to do like a dungeon... Oh, there it is. Pulled up a heavy chest from the depths of the ocean. Excellent. All right, make sure I'm not overweight here. What have I got? 226 out of 390, so I'm good. You can actually carry too much weight, your stamina goes down, then you get stuck, and it's not very pleasant. Nobody likes having to drop stuff, especially if you're like me and used to play in the PvP shards. Somebody come attacking you when you've got yourself overloaded. And it's like, and you can't run, and then you're throwing things out of your pack, and well, then you're dead. PvPs, they're pretty brutal. All right, I'm not looking yet because I'm going to. This is Fire Island, I believe. Lots of baddies and monsters. Which my guy can fight weak to mid-level creatures. The stronger ones are quite a bit more of a challenge. So let's pick up the ship. And let's go back to Skara Brae. There we are. I use Skara Brae as kind of my hometown place. I enjoy hanging out here. Alright, so let's put the bones in here. This is kind of my treasure thing. These are some ropes I got off of Kraken. I see I got plenty of those. Alright. Let's get the torso in there. So what I can do with these, I don't have a house, so if I wanted to, I could get a vendor, because other people that own houses will let you put a vendor on their house if they're nice. So I could do that, or if I eventually get a house, I can use those for decorations. Other than that, they're not good for much. Alright. Let us see what kind of booty we've gotten. Are you ready? I am ready. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we got another fishing net, which is handy. Got some treasure. 1,000, yeah, that's kind of standard for those SOSs. Let's see. We got some reagents, which is always nice. Ooh, some leather. I actually need a pair of leather. Let's see if we can identify it. Fortified guarding. Okay, that's not bad. That'll be helpful a little bit. Yeah, took my AR up 3 more points. I was 41 prior, so that'll help as I battle those sea beasties. Some of this stuff is probably not going to be worth keeping. Massive invulnerability. Okay, invulnerability is the top tier of defense. That's kind of a pansy shield, but that is a very nice rating. So let me drop that into my armor. I basically have a weapons and an armor pouch here, and I only keep the best of. So now this is nice. I got a fencer, and this is a fencing weapon. So let's see if we can identify it. Fortified, exceedingly accurate. So actually doesn't increase on the damage. It does increase your skill. Don't care. Putting it on the ground. Collect these reagents. And there's some gems. You can sell these. They're worth a little bit. Alright, so what we got here? Some studded sleeves. Let's see what they are. Hardening. That's a 3rd tier in strength. I'm not going to bother keeping them. You've got to kind of know the market, and on this shard, this is one of the free shards, Yo Gamers, or I think it's Yo Hybrid. They, a lot of people can get a hold of these pretty easily, so if it's not top tier, it's usually not worth keeping. Power is 4th, and I don't think I have a lot of mace weapons, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that just in case I ever need it. That is no increase except for accuracy. Alright, and then we just got these. What, diamond! So, if you want to, one of the things that I used to do is I would throw all these into spell books so I could fill spell books up, but I've got a couple now, and so I don't really need them. Meteor Swarm, that's a pretty good one. That's a higher level one. But for the most part, I don't really care about it. So there you go. Don't care about keeping the chest. A nice container if you want it, but don't need it. Alright, I am headed to the inn. That is an adventure done. That was fun. Got to do a little fishing, killed some sea monsters, found some lost treasure at sea. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this look at Ultima Online, and some of the fun that you can have as a fisherman. It's really kind of a bizarre career field to choose in a fantasy role-playing game. But I appreciate that Ultima allowed us to do that, because I have had a lot of fun playing this character and playing that skill. So It's awesome. Anyway, you guys are incredible and awesome. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Until next time, bye-bye.